Hello, hello, what the fuck? Okay. Thank you, Leaf Man. Everything I just said was not heard. I don't know why I had to update my headset on OBS, but wow.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Cheap?
Doing very well. Got myself a coffee.
Nice. Okay, so I
Is
just was
the
muted the
draft
whole time. I thought
going?
I was introducing. Yeah, let's get to the draft. I'll catch everybody up. Draft is underway. For those that don't know, welcome to the AoE 2 Underground. That is the new name. It's still the same Twitch. Fine Slaps Discord is gonna be done today. It'll still be around, but new name. I'm Spencer here with Cheap, and we have TAW against the Gentlemen's in a elimination round. So if you lose, you are out. If you win, you're still in, and still win. And we see the Hindus and Gajars banned. They haven't been that good this tournament. And I got ready a little earlier than I wanted to. Let me see the home maps for each team, what they're drafting. The home map for the Gentlemen's is Haboob, and for TAW it's African Clearing. And I will post the draft in the Discord for you guys. The name will change after this stream from Klein Slaps to AoE2 Underground.
Okay, so I'm just gonna spectate the games in game myself.
Okay.
Just tell me when the thing is going. Is this one where we can see the draft?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in general right now for everybody. Okay, it's in there cheap. We see Mayans right away for the Gentlemen's and Chinese, so it feels like they're prioritizing African Clearing, but Mayans are good in minimaps, so we know the Chinese will probably be used there. Franks, Ethiopians. I mean, Haboob's a giga aggressive map. Ethiopians there. And the Franks. The opener for this round is Andes. It's kind of like Arabia, with some high ground terrain in the middle.
Andes, yeah, we played that map recently. Was not super familiar with it, but yeah, it's alright. It looks like a cool map.
Yeah, and Sammy, it's actually, this is round 3, so it's not Team Acropolis. It is Andes, African Clearing for TAW, and Haboob for the Gentlemen's. I think the Andes map is made after the actual Andes. Mountain Pass, mountains, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, that would be
Humans.
cool. I
Yes.
do think that the mountains, like the sprite in game, is a little bit weird because we already have like elevation.
Oh, like adding the actual mountains on top of it.
Yeah, and they're also a disaster for pathing. I noticed.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about
Game doesn't quite
walling
know what to
them.
do, whether like the corners are solid or not.
Yeah, and you have to really test your walls because it'll look like the wall's touching the mountain, and your dude will run like right through it. Saracens, Koreans. Koreans, I think, are definitely for African Clearing, as are the Berbers. I know these guys like their Goths. They have the Gothfather. I think he's gone Goths every time they've played African Clearing. Where do you think the Kumans would be used?
Wait, where can I see the maps? Let me look at it.
The maps are in scheduled matches. The top team TAW. TAW is African Clearing. Gentlemen's are Haboob. So Haboob, Clearing, and the opener is the Andes, which is like an Arabia-like map, sort of.
Hmm. Yeah, I think humans are kind of good on African clearing. I think that's where we will see them.
They get away with that boom.
Yeah,
They can get up
yeah, I
quick
think so. And I
too.
think we will see Magyars on that boob.
Maybe even some CA. I think we'll definitely see Chinese. It could even be Chinese Mayans, Kumans. Vietnamese also work there.
Okay, so TAW pick Goffs. Obligatory pick.
Now, I'm not sure if TAW's aware. Vietnamese pick. Kenneth loves the lame. You don't really need it on Haboob. You're so close, but it could be Haboob or it could be Andes to go for the boar. We'll have to keep an eye on what Feneth does, but the dude loves the lane.
I will be surprised if they pick Vietnamese for Haboob. It's still a decent pick, but like you'll be able to scout the front of your opponent very quickly. And if the board does spawn in the back, then yeah, Vietnamese doesn't really help you with that.
Right? I think
Like
it's
it should be very
Andes.
straightforward where your opponent is. Like he's on the other side of the wood line.
Right, it's very easy. I think it's for
Yeah.
Andes. Just go right to, he might even lame the pocket or try to. Yeah, Haboob, that'd be kind of a waste. Lions could be much better there. I know we won't see Chinese there. That's just asking to get your boar stolen.
Yeah, so far the picks look good. Let me see.
Oh, Spanish or band? Okay. Spanish hat. Humans are 5-0 this tournament, but that is all on Team Acropolis. Those stats are kind of out the window for today's maps. And Goths, I think, are 3-1. All on African Clearing.
I hope they pick Tatars on Andes. I think that would be really cool.
Ooh, cause that hill.
Yes, and Tatars are pretty good on this map called Acclivity as well. You've seen them in like pro tournaments. Like Tatars were picked quite often. Granted, there was Empire Wars and things play out a little different, but I'd argue they might be even better in like RM.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a team acclivity in a sense. It's just one big cliff in the center of everybody.
Yes.
And I think I've played the map one time, so I don't really know the meta or anything on it. I think it's just similar to Arabia with a little bit of different tactics.
Yeah, it's an open map for the most part. I think we will still see feudal aggression. I think people are still gonna make scouts.
Right. Our Sparks game. Spike. Oh, yeah. Instant thumbring is pretty amazing for Castle Age. Not many civs that get a power spike like that.
I'm looking at the map Andes right now. I don't think it's all too different from regular Arabia.
Yeah, that's what Clark was saying too. That it's very Arabia-like.
Like, I think the biggest difference is that there's like tiles of two, like stone and gold, in the very corner. So you have this big hill through running through the middle, but you also have the corners that are elevated, where you also get like the mountain sprite spawn, but also like a lot of gold and stone. That's usually not the case in Arabia, like in the very corner.
Is it pretty similar res then overall?
Uh, I would think there's slightly more res on this map, but it's more spread out.
Okay. Game ID is posted in the free game. By the way, guys, we got 3 matches today. We got this one. We got an amazing match right afterwards, and then a third. So today's pretty epic, and they're all elimination matches. So they're must wins. There's a lot more pressure when you have to win, I like. Let's see. Okay, lobby is up. I'm gonna take a glimpse at the elos of the players while we wait. Reaper loses. He's pretty much a 1400. Also 1400. Team game. Actually, he's 1 point difference. 1387 and 1386. That's kind of funny. And then kind of the same with the Godfather. He's a 1450, 1400. I think elo wise, definitely favor the Gentlemen's. I think they're a 13 and the TAW is like an 11 on paper. That being said, the way TAW has played, I think there's going to be a big upset today. I think it's going to be the first big upset of the tournament. I think TAW will win this game, this series. Be close. No, they're not favorited, but I feel like we're going to see an upset today. I think they did well against Meme Machine. Yes, they lost, but they didn't look bad. They looked a lot stronger than I think we all expected. For a team that we haven't really seen against teams we know in this community. The biggest upset so far is 3-0s beating FEC. Yeah. I think that was a 1v1 actually, RC. That was Hunting versus Magic. Alright, so the TAW team is in there. Don't see any of the Gentlemen's game yet.
LeBron's profile picture on Twitch looks pretty good.
LeBron's?
Yeah, the profile picture change. AW2 Underground, the symbol.
Oh, the
I'm looking at the
bronze.
stream right now.
I swear,
Beautiful.
I thought you said LeBron, like LeBron. I'm like
Oh,
LeBron.
LeBron? No,
LeBron's. Wow, I'm such a derp. Yes.
I'm not such a big baseball fan.
So I was like, what the hell, LeBron?
My
Yes.
my favorite baseball player.
Right. Yep. He's a great hockey player too. Yeah, I wanted to say thank you, Cheap, for helping yesterday. I know we looked at all kinds of stuff to figure out a good image, and then you edited it and made it better. It was like kind of red and brownish.
I was actually thinking earlier today, like maybe I should go in again and like have like crossed swords behind the U.
That could be interesting. Yeah, it's not set
But
in
it's
stone.
good as is. It's good as is. I like the rebrand. It sounds pretty cool.
It looks great. I'm actually picturing those swords right now. That would be kind of cool, actually.
Or two axes.
They
I
could
don't
even
know.
be like coming off the sides of the round thing, like sticking out side, like yeah. Not set in stone yet. It may continue to adapt, but I love the rebrand. Clan Slaps, for those that don't know, that was like a last second decision because this, I think the Discord was called like AoE 2 when it first started, and we're like, we need a name now. So it was just a random name, like a placeholder. It was okay. I like AoE 2 Underground a lot more. And going forward with tournaments, we'll be using this for like all the casting. So after this game, Clark and Sammy are going to be casting on this Twitch the next match. And that's going to be Disaster against Zugzwang, which a lot of people are really looking for that one, I think. But this game right now, I think is going to be a lot closer than it expects. Players are all in. It's about to start. Okay, we can look at the other elos. So Fenith, or Flo, he's about a 1400 team game and 1v1. But Fenith, he was 1800, but it looks like he dropped a little, but 1782, that's right there. 1540 team game, and Wildebeest, he's also a 1737/15. So just looking at the elos, you could favor the gentleman's just off that, but freaking Phil, I mean, he's up there. He's 1625. And the team game elos really are much closer. And often 1v1 doesn't always carry over to team game. The brackets for a second to see what happens. So the winner of this match will be playing the winner of this next match today, actually. So Disaster and Zugzwang will be playing whoever wins this. So they'll definitely be watching the next match, I think. Keep an eye on who their opponent is, whoever wins this. And then the new Poachers game, Pink Potatoes, that is happening. I know it says Sunday. Well, I need to update that. It is not Sunday. It is not today. I think it's Tuesday. I think we're just waiting on one player. Get this thing underway. Okay, they're here. Here do we go? Game's not quite up. Now, since this is like an Arabia start, I assume we'll see Arabia civs, Ethiopians, Franks, maybe Saracens for TAW. And gentlemen's, I mean, they have the Mayans, they have the Vietnamese, Magyars could be used here. I think the Poles could even work. Yeah, I think you're actually more. No, the Poles were the last pick, so who knows if they'll actually use them. But so far, the team who has won game one has won every single match except for Zugzwang played 3-0s. It's the only team that has lost the first game, if I'm not mistaken. Won the series still. Don't think anyone else has done that. Andes hasn't even been played yet. This will be the first time seeing it. One thing that's a little different about this map is the sheep can be a little trickier to find. They're not like the standard real close spawn, but they're not ridiculous far. Like, you will find them. It could probably take a little bit longer. Oh, I saw the game and it disappeared. Hate when that happens.
Trying to find it as well.
Yeah, I had the ID and spectate and it literally popped up for a millisecond and then it ran away. Let's try a name.
Oh, I can find the game, but it's actually not loading up the correct one because now I'm looking at the. What?
Did you hit yes? I can't.
I found the game. I tried to spectate it, and it just there were other people in the lobby. Like, it was the wrong game.
Wait, what?
So I hope this is not like super bugged or anything.
Let's see.
Okay, now it works. Now it works.
Found it with the ID.
I just typed in TAW and I found the game that way. Okay, so we do see Tatars on this map. Very cool, very cool.
We'll try.
His pocket will be playing Franks, freaking Phil. And the other flank is going to be Godfather Saracens. Okay, I like these picks a lot. They're pretty cool.
Kind of like a
Flo
radio,
on the
radio
other side is
broadcast.
playing Portuguese. Their pocket is playing humans. And the other flank is playing Byzantines.
Giving me an unable to join. What the heck?
Yeah, I think TAW has the better civs here. Maybe humans can surprise me, but I just think it's gonna be very hard, like leveraging whatever humans are strong at. Especially when your opponent is playing Franks, pretty much. I would say one of the easiest civs to play. Period. Like most of your eco bonuses don't require you to plan ahead or anything. Like they just do. And getting the scout HP early on if you late is just huge. Humans on the other hand, yeah, they can make their second stable a little bit cheaper, but then what? They can also human boom and completely abandon one of their sides.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna restart my game. I not able to get in. Oh, I don't know why DE has to be so inconsistent. Obviously, spectators are on because you're in the game right now.
Well, it's just Dark Age. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, so you're not missing out on much.
Did Finnith go to lame?
Oh, let me check that. No, he's pushing. He's pushing his deer.
Interesting. Maybe he's been switching to doing that more. Okay, I see the game. Epic.
Field counts are dead even.
Had to restart Age. We'll get caught up. Okay, what time are you at right now?
I'm at 6:45.
Okay, we'll be there soon. Right now? So Kumans were used here. That's interesting. And it's Finnith back as pocket. I know last week they had Will playing pocket. Wildebeest flank. And Flo is
Yeah, I hope they have some premeditated strat going into this. I see Wildebeest is walling up kind of early.
Okay, I'm caught up.
Fenef will be up first, by the looks of things.
Wildebeest is walling super early. What is this?
I'm afraid they're gonna just do the Kuma boom, but now I look at the map. Like I do think Fenef will be able to defend himself
You
quite
think that's
easy.
what they're all doing? They're walling and like trying to hold on while the Kuman booms?
Yeah, I expect some very defensive feudal play here.
I think that's what Will's doing. He's walling up super hard and he's gonna try to hold on, maybe 2v1 if it comes his way. See quick up times from everybody. Idle TC is pretty similar for both teams. We see more for Godfather than anyone else. And it has the least.
Yeah, there we have it. Second TC going down. They're just gonna go for it. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but
I think it's risky.
like if Flo manages to like defend himself, then maybe it can work out.
Yeah, I think being the better team, it's a risky strat that could let. I'm gonna update. That could let TAW kind of into the have a chance. Did the TC play double range from Godfather? They're kind of in an awkward place. I guess he's protecting his gold, but I would have liked them to be between those wood lines right there. Purple.
Yeah, the range placement is a little bit off, but
And Dev says in the back of his base too. Yeah, or maybe even the front would have been better. It's definitely awkward.
it looks like Flo is just gonna go one range, which I'm kind of worried that he will just get clapped by Saracens.
And a skirm even coming
because
out.
they're going for this very defensive strats with like tons of walls, but the TAW team has Saracens,
I think the Kumans play into the strat because the walls are
so you
stronger.
really need units. You need units, and yeah, it's gonna take a while before Vanet's boom is relevant.
It's like
So I hope they just don't lose like flow in the next 8 minutes.
Flow
I think
or
if both
Will,
players
right?
are able to defend, then it will be very scary for the other team. But
And what is Will's beast here? I mean, build. What is Will's build here? Because we see one range, it's making skirms. He's not on gold. I guess it's just wall and hope you keep them out. But I feel like scouts and archers can get into either of these bases if they want.
yeah, I think this is pretty risky, but you know, it could still work. It could still work if the other team doesn't manage to do a lot of damage or find damage.
Godfather is
Uh,
going after Flow. Now where are the scouts? Okay, so the 2v1 is coming at Flow. He's in
yes,
big trouble. He's open right at his front door. He's walled everywhere but the front. They're gonna realize that.
I
Yes,
think
they
he
are.
could make a spear and close it off. Like he with one house, he could potentially be somewhat walled towards the TC.
They kind of need to get in there.
Okay, so Phil is thinking like, nah, I'm not having any of this. I'm just gonna see what Pocket is up to. But yeah, I don't think he will find any damage at Venet either. Like the bases are kind of tight.
Bennett made his base very well for defending this. PC's cut off everything from the front. There's nothing in the back really exposed. Gonna die. They could have walked right into Flow. Maybe, okay, this is starting to pay off because nothing's happening for TAW right now. And Reaper is just now moving out. I think they realized the Kuman boom's going on. Might have already known. Okay, the scouts dive in. So he
The
kinda went
scouts
down into the
dive.
wood
Ooh,
line.
he could lose all of them, but it could.
It's gonna get Vils, and the house is blocked, but now it's going up. He actually could have stopped that house from going up. Needs to be
Okay, he's
careful not to
taking a lot
lose
of
these
damage on these scouts. Maybe Venet will be able to just fight them with Vils at some point. Yeah, I think that barracks that Venet placed, like that's really putting him in a tough spot right now. Because if he had like 1 or 2 spears in the back of his base, these scouts are just dead. They're not
Right,
an issue
and
anymore. And at that point, it's gonna be hard for the other team to still find damage before the Kuma Boom pays off.
it feels 100% not worth it. Even if you get a few Vils here, look, Finn at 49 Vils. Will is on his way to castle.
I think
They didn't find any
freaking Phil
damage.
should send his reinforcements to back up Red here, because he's gonna get in. Wildebeest is defending with towers now.
See a dive from, oh no, that's not a dive. That's his teammate. Okay, Flo is moving in to help. Flo's also forward with skirms and stuff at the Godfather's base. I think he actually killed a Vil. Yeah. Got one Vil kill earlier. But the Vil advantage is 20 Vil difference right now. The army obviously is in favor of TAW. Now, Goth is not microing his archers. Guess it didn't matter that much. But he's distracted at home. And Reaper is
So
blue.
Will is only moments away from hitting Castle Age. So
Look how Will.
this might be an issue for Red, but Red still has such a big army lead now. Like,
And Will, I like how he did the tower to protect the south of his base, and then the house walls to the TC. Not really much damage.
yeah,
down.
it's clear to me that they have done this strat at least once before. Like, it seems like Will knows what he's up to. Like, just needs to make sure he defends his eco. And Reaper is pulling back.
And the Kuman is going to be clicking right now. See him selling. Market. Bennett is up, I think. Probably got it. Yep, he is up. Now the scouts, I missed that. Ooh, how many?
Yeah, the
Phil
scouts are
is
getting some kills, but if you
yeah.
look at the Vils from Vaneth, like he's still
Tons.
very far ahead of everybody else in terms of Vils.
Right, he's lost 9, but I mean he's made 1,000,000. Definitely get away with losing some bills. We see a little army of flows moving in. Now where did Arch? Okay, so the archers came home for Reaper because not up, and Will is.
He doesn't want to micro what he thought were to be crossbows, but yeah, we'll still need some time to get like his Castle Age tags. But it seems like he defended like he defended against the Tatar Saracen bonus archers.
I missed this comment from. I'm currently doing metal screamer vocal drills to warm up my throat. Oh, okay. He's getting ready for the rage. There will be spy cams. Oh, speaking of spy cams, we haven't even used them. You guys want to hear
Yeah.
anyone right now? I guess there's not a whole lot happening in this moment. We'll keep it radio silence.
Okay, so Vaneth is up. He's immediately going for the knights. He does not have a whole lot of food, it seems.
I think his base is so crammed.
His base is very cramped. He does not have a lot of space. He's still slightly worried about like the arches of purple, because they left.
Or makes a good point. Yes, Will got up quick, but he's got no archers behind it. He dropped a tower. Probably had to buy stone to get that TC unless he did a little trip. And once Reaper's up, he's gonna have all these turn into crossbows, and I think Will might be in a little bit of trouble on that side. Still putting a second TC, husbandry coming in. And the crossbows of Flow are getting cleaned up. Knights already have +2, these are dead. The military right now is definitely in favor of TAW. Gold wise and number wise. 5.5k versus 3.8k. But it looks like Finith is gonna come. You know what?
Look at the red space.
Reaper had crossbow first.
Reaper had crossbow first, and he's gonna get ballistic soon as well. I assume that Will's ahead in Vils, is he? Let's see. He's at 52. Reaper's at 43. So because of the greedy play, he is 10 Vils ahead, and he can make skirms for cheap if things get out of hand. But yeah, the situation is still kind of dicey. Like he might lose some Vils. He might be unboomed very shortly.
We see Bill rotating up to the north. The 2v1 is coming at actually it's gonna be a 2v2 because Finith is also rotating there. Right now Phil has more knights, but as the Kuman continues to flood these in, he has 3 stables.
So I think we're gonna see a fight here at Teal Space.
Just a little deep. Yeah, I think they're a little too deep. Although the TC only has 1 bill firing.
Okay, I actually kind of like this fight for Team TAW.
I do too. There was only 1 bill in that TC, now 2 that entire fight. It's not like they were really even diving.
It is turning into somewhat of an even fight, which is kind of in the favor of Vaneth.
Right, the more this goes on, the more they're 40 now.
Yeah.
Almost 50 bill lead. Gonna continue. Get better. We do see Reaper on the right, sort of pushing in. The Knights are cleaned up. So now the Kuman he's just ahead for the rest of this game, pretty much. On Knight numbers, on Vil numbers. He has a 3rd TC.
So this 10 field lead was put to good use because I see a ton of crossbow here now, like almost even numbers.
Wow, he caught up.
The Scorp will really seal the deal. Like I think if the Scorp gets some good hits in.
Also a forward siege from Reaper. It is 40
I'm not sure.
to 28.
And Reaper is gonna see like the Scorp now. He has not seen any Siege Workshop whatsoever. Ooh, and he takes a few big hits. Like
just like that, he's only up 8 crossbows now.
Like it might seem like only one archer died, but like a lot of these guys are now low HP.
Now,
will die almost immediately.
Lynth could slaughter these archers right now. But like, I am low volume.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I probably just.
I'm not sure if you should. I'm not sure if you should rotate. I think maybe if there's more siege from red, then maybe Vanet could like try helping his buddy out.
Is that better, Lapash? It's the same. Oh, you know what? My audio got screwed up. Let me see. Check. Can you talk, Cheap?
Yes, I can talk.
How's that, Lapash?
Is that better?
Is it more even now?
Is it? I don't know. I do like how Will is defending his side here. He got another good shot in on the crossbows. And all of his crossbows are still full HP.
Oh,
while I say that, he takes a massive shot to the face.
I think you jinxed him. The Scorpions
I think this is pretty even. I think Will have like the Vantage advantage, especially with the siege here.
It's a pretty close
But it's gonna
game.
be tough pushing up this hill.
Yeah, I did lower Cheap, Lapash. Is the game volume loud? And I'm quiet? Because I think I have it maxed out for my mic unless I open another program. Screw with it. What about if you turn, do you have your stream turned all the way up?
Wait, so what's the issue? Everything is quiet or everything is loud?
Sounds like everything's quiet.
Or maybe it's your master slider on OBS?
This is better than before. I could do the master slider actually. You know what, if it's fine, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna go back to the camera. Big fight at blue.
So Phil rotated over to this side. Will had some issues pushing the Tatars off of this hill.
Now the Knight numbers are way in favor of Phil right now over Feneth. I don't know what we missed when I was screwing with that, but
I think
he lost a lot.
I think Phil had great timing in like choosing when to rotate, because
he's cleaning the
if he rotated any earlier, they wouldn't be able to push anyway. And now there's a lot of siege on the field, and maybe Will got a little bit too dependent on the siege.
And TAW has the score lead.
They took the score lead.
Yeah, the score has flipped.
And freaking Phil has completely caught up with Vaneth on Phil's. So yeah, yellow is carrying real hard, I think.
Yeah, this castle would have been nice. We see organs. Ooh. Godfather will have to put that castle somewhere else. Now Reaper is now... Oh, he's got a castle. He's fine. I think Feneth pulls back. That's a great castle, by the way.
Yeah, he secured himself a bit of map control with that. I think
I think they need to clean up this
Feneth
army.
just wants to go around.
Oh,
I
and
think
go
Will
hit
should be
him.
really careful fighting the Tatars uphill like this, because
He has a hole in the back.
earlier he would have pushed him off the hill a long time ago if it wasn't for the hill bonus, I think.
Oh, the market is open.
It's actually open there.
Wow,
Oh my god.
that doesn't look open at all. How did that even happen?
Age of Empires, man.
Yeah, Dev points out Imp from not just both flanks. All three of these players are up. If they can weather this little storm right now at Reaper's base,
This is really, really bad for Reaper. He only has 2 TCs.
gonna lose a ton. Well,
I hope he will notice that the wood line on the right is not walled in.
he's lost 6.
I hope he's able to
He
garrison a
got
lot,
it.
because this
He
is quite a
walled it.
disaster.
Castle's gonna go up in the center from field. I like that if it goes up. Where are the cav right now? They're rotating. I think to help clean up Reaper's base. Can we listen to Team TAW with the spy cam? You just
Yeah, go for it.
You just undeafen it. Castle will go up in the middle. That's pretty big. Oh, that wood line you were talking about. It was walled, but he killed the house in Reaper's base.
That's unfortunate.
More
Yeah,
castles.
no, that was a really unfortunate hole for red here.
Look at
I
this.
mean, this did a lot of damage, and otherwise it probably wouldn't have done any damage.
Floor does not have ballistics. Wait, no. Yeah, he doesn't. But 3 castles going up to secure the center for Gentleman's. But the Trebs can come out for TAW first. These mountains are awkward. You're kind of right about that.
Let me see, where are Yellow's castles? I thought he was playing the castle civ.
Right. What's okay? The res.
He does have the.
He has stone
He
for
does have the res.
2.
Yeah, you should pick some good hills to castle.
Yeah, when they kind of had control, I would have liked one earlier. Because that's a lot harder to take these hills once there's castles on them. More raiding from Feneth. There's a lot of rotating going on constantly. I do like this castle from Bill. Right in front of the Kuman one in the center. And there's a big push on the left from the Godfather. Now, if I'm not mistaken, aren't organ guns quite good against ARB now? Like, even better than they used to be?
I don't know. I think you still need a lot of them. I think ARB are quite okay against organs. Organs are just very strong in Castle Age.
Oh, okay. Now the push is going forward. Flo's in a little bit of trouble, but Feneth is rotating. He has Cavalier coming in. He has the armor coming in. I think he's gonna wait. He needs to wait.
I think now the TAW pick is slightly backfiring, because he has this really awkward transition into CA.
Oh,
Ideally, they would have like traded armies before he would do that, but the Will did not give him any opportunity. He just castled the hill himself.
But the
Just made sure he was safe at home.
Godfather's looking great on the left.
The Godfather has a big opportunity here to carry now.
Yes, he does.
Like,
Castles keep going down for Flo. Actually, I don't know if I like that castle from Flo. I'd rather see one at home for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need some help with this ASAP.
And meanwhile, the Cav Archer numbers are growing. Paladin's coming in for Phil. Elite Organ Guns coming in for Flo.
Okay, Vaneth is approaching with like a big cavalry mass.
Yes.
And Flo has a lot of
He's caught out.
organ guns.
He's caught out. Oh gosh. This is a great jump from Finnith. Oh my gosh, this could be the game.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed.
Although, is he slipping through? He's losing a lot, though.
He is slipping through,
It
but
seemed like a full surround, but I guess it's not terrible.
almost full surround.
That
Yeah.
could have been a lot worse, but now the Cav are all dead, and Paladin, there's going to be 37 Paladin on the field. This is definitely not GG. That was actually pretty good for Gothfather.
Yeah, that it looked very promising, but
And the Treb War is now going to be, I think, in favor of TAW. Treb's going down. They're staying up for... This is looking so good. This is TAW's game. They are in control. And
it's a shame these organs are dying for basically for free now. Like
yeah.
yeah, I think this is very well played by Godfather. He really forced an issue.
Yeah, Lepage says Finnith focused the Trebs and the organs were late. Yeah, that was kind of a big reason. That fight looked amazing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It looked like a great surround.
I think Vanef should have also tried harder to prevent Purple from just walking up the hill.
It's looking a lot like we're going to see Haboob next. And I just had a feeling about this TAW team. I know they were definitely not favored, but I think today is going to be an upset, and it's looking a lot like it. It's an 11-point team when it comes to like putting together your S tiers and all that stuff against a 13-point. And they have higher elo. Now, there is a big ARB mass from Wildebeest. That's the one thing they have going. And the Paladin numbers are down to 15. Maybe this isn't quite over yet. But there's a massive mass from
it's
the
definitely not
Godfather.
over yet, but this is a really hard game for the Cats team.
Yeah, there's only...
Wildebeest has a lot of ARPs.
Is Paladin even worth getting in Finnith's position? He has 2 of them. Like, when the numbers are that low, I feel like it's probably not.
Well, in a team game, you can always get trade, but
Speaking of
I don't think we
trade,
will see any trade soon. I also like the little raids by Reaper with the CA, because he can't fight this guy anyway, so he found a better place for his CA to be. Like, if you look in the back of Green's base, now they're getting kind of chased away, but I like the attempt.
And it's very annoying for Finnith and Wildebeest.
Yeah, in the meantime, his buddy Bill taking the middle for the team. And we have a huge ARP mass on the right side of the map for this team, but we have a huge ARP mass
That
and more
isn't
siege
stopping.
on the other side, right?
Now, the markets are up on the left for Gentlemen's. Looks like they're going up in the south also. What about TAW? No trade, it looks like. I think that was kind of their issue on Acropolis last round against Meme Machine. They didn't get trade. It's just so many ARB. With the dancing, he's a little caught out. He's got enough though. He's got enough, I think. This
Yeah,
is
the Godfather should just push with Phil, push together.
Go back to his castle. That was a good engagement. They actually got a lot of those arbs down. Big play, a little momentum swing, even a score flip.
It also wouldn't be too crazy from the Godfather to just drop stables of his own,
Yeah,
start
what?
making
You
a
know,
SAR.
TAW's military's dead. It's 63 to now 129. It's a big score flip. I said this looked good, but now it doesn't.
Yeah, it's definitely not over. It's definitely not over.
Like, just the last 2 minutes, this game massively changed. I think TAW hasn't been together enough. Their armies kind of got picked off one by one. The Cav Archers are dead. The Paladin are dead, and there's only 18 ARPs. Meanwhile, Will has this death ball.
Yeah, I'm looking at Will's side. Like it looks like he's killing real hard, but he doesn't exactly have the backup he'd want. But I'm looking at.
I think their 3 armies can't deal with him right now.
I'm looking at over 60 ARPs, and Will's making his own help there now. So I think Will's just becoming unstoppable now. This is something Godfather should have thought about. Like maybe I should just make my own cav, make my own meat shield.
Somehow.
Frontline, whatever you would call it.
Wow, there's Vils attacking a castle for Flo on the left, or Flo's Vils. Yeah, they're in big trouble. Will is Giga carrying. Now there is a mass being made. I think they're gonna jump this army because speaking of Haub, there's not Haub protecting Will right now.
I think maybe yellow stands a chance here when green is like not with him.
Yeah, I think he needed to go right
but
there.
Vaneth is going in. I think he's looking to raid.
Yes, I think the raid actually changed his mind. And it's a lot of ARB. He might not have won that fight.
I'm looking at freaking Phil's res, and it looks like he's really struggling for gold.
Yeah, meanwhile we see 10 trade cards for Faneth, 15 for Flo. Will has them queued up. They're in control. And look at all the trebs.
Yeah, they paused the game. I think they have a quick timeout to talk about how they're gonna finish this game.
Okay. It's sec. All right, they are ready.
I think if Vanef manages to keep this push of Wildebeest alive, then this team is just gonna win.
Yeah, like it looked really good for TAW, but now it's looking like how did the gentlemen lose this game? At this point.
Phil kind of conquered back the middle again, like they have the hill, with exception of where Wildebeest had made these castles.
But that's like all they have, I guess.
But they won't be able to keep their trade alive at this rate.
We see markets going up. They're gonna have to do short trade, if any, because of Will. Now, what I don't like, it looks like there's a few Paladin going after Wildebeest Arbs while the rest are reacting to the raids. I don't know if he realizes that, but those 7 are pretty much worthless to send there.
Yeah, I think he only should keep like a few units chasing whatever Vaneth is sending into his eco, and make sure you get the clear. But then again, we don't know exactly what Phil gets to see, right?
And look at Phil's food. 2,500, 56 farmers. You can even queue new bills. I would have liked him to go wipe this army of Wildebeest during that. I think that army is just so important to stop right now. This push needs to end. Maybe
yeah, and Wildebeest is ready to like drop a castle
and
anytime. Like
the issue
he has
is
the rest for
Will is now flooding Halbs. Like it's the one thing he needs to not die. So you have a window. I know we see everything. He doesn't see this. You have a window to go for those arbs if you bring all your cav. Now Godfather's stabilized on the left a little bit. I think it's because the hill. Are we gonna see this big jump, or are they gonna just trickle into death?
Yeah, this is really interesting. Well, this push of flow, I don't think it's going anywhere. There's Osar, there's Arb, and all he has to protect his traps is just Organ Gun. If I'm
And
not mistaken. Yeah, there's only
Seed
Organ Gun I
Trams
see.
from Finnith to just shred these castles.
And Faneth is pushing the middle again.
I don't know. The cat, he kind of had Cav to deal with this. Now the pikes are there. Yeah. I think he missed this opportunity. The raids distracted him just enough. We see coinage coming in for Flow. What is his res? I don't know why he's getting coinage. He doesn't have any res unless he's going to send wood.
Maybe it's a misclick.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a definite misclick.
Oh, it's 100% a misclick. Look at the straight cards. They don't have this upgrade. They don't have Caravan.
He meant to get Caravan.
That's unfortunate because resources are so scarce now.
Yeah, especially when you're hurting for gold. Will's getting siege rams himself. Middle's getting cleaned up. This looks bad. Military is closer. It's 120 to 150, but it's 16k
I think
gold.
I think that the Tatars had a great run, but yeah, they needed to get a better fight earlier in this game because the lack of ARP is no joke. It's
Yeah,
really awkward. When the game is still even and you have to transition into CA, a more expensive, less cost-efficient unit, that's really hard. It's one of the reasons we don't see a lot of CA in team games.
Right. I think the big turning point too was that cleanup that happened to the Godfather. And this Cav jumped him. Stalled out a big push. Because then at least you're
there was a
pushing
big opportunity to just win on this side.
and lose the
A
other.
little
And
bit
then
of a shame they missed that, but
yeah.
and Flo doesn't care. He's just making organ guns.
Could almost even make Victoria's. What's his pop? Although he probably doesn't have the res to build them. Yeah, organ guns are now looking good.
I think Purple is streaming a bit too much. Like these are not getting anything done at this rate.
They're out of gold completely. This is over. Gonna see the gentlemen's take the game. I think trade could have helped a lot. Gonna be a lot closer right now if they were making it sooner. But even
I was
so,
very skeptical about their strat, like at first, but it seems like they made it work. Will the Beast with strong in time, bit of greed. He was able to just carry this game.
right. Now,
Like I think he's just straight up able to 1v2 this. Like the 11 helps Fanet has here are gonna be nice, but I think nothing is gonna kill this now.
yeah, I think you're right. This is gonna be their last push, their last chance with these two armies. It's a great castle by Will too, and he's taking much needed gold. Meanwhile, yeah, we're gonna see the GG. Godfather's also getting pushed in. Very close game, back and forth. I think it's a great start to the series. And you can't count TAW out. Like, they could still win the next two games the way this went, as close as it was. Now, African clearing, anything can happen.
Yeah, now it's pretty definitive that both sides are losing. It's just Phil now, and they're calling it.
GG is called. I think...
So they took the middle early with castles. They lost them. They played a pretty defensive strat, but they played it well. And,
yeah, they hung on. And maybe if it wasn't Tatars, maybe if it was a normal ARB Civ. Who knows? But I like the Tatars because the hill. That's actually probably what helped him out a lot with playing pretty well against Wildebeest, who's much higher rated than him. I think Reaper played great.
I think Red played pretty well, all things considered. Like, yeah, the Tatar pick is just a bit ambitious, but it is a really strong pick. A lot of games just end way earlier than this one.
I think Will just Giga carried that game is what happened. 423 kills,
No,
235
absolutely.
deaths,
Will seems to be pretty on point. Yeah.
76 buildings killed. Okay. 18 and 18. Oh, one thing I have noticed about Finnith though, 150 eco KD. The dude raids like crazy. He did it last series also. On African Clearing, I know he had a lot. But definitely MVP for Will on that. That was a strong carry. Thought Godfather looked really good for a while, but it did stall out. Trade profit was a big difference too.
Yeah, that was really good by this team. They did not sleep on trade. I think they actually practiced this map. Like
It
I've seen some
felt
very
like
good
it.
things.
I like.
Will the Beast, he was very quick with the tower. He was just making skirms. And by the time the other team realizes what's going on, then it's already too late.
Yeah, it seemed like a well thought out
Also,
strat to wall up too with the Kuman walls. I think that helped the flanks actually survive. Usually you think, can the Kuman hold on?
I remember in Fuel Age, like the FC really threw Red off because he didn't know what to expect, so he chose the safe option to just go back and not disappoint his team somehow.
Hmm.
But I think even if it's like 5 crossbow against like 25 fuel archers, you could potentially micro against that. Like, could still be an
Strength in
issue.
numbers.
Green was still Kima booming, right? So he's up way later. So there won't be any units that can actually chase you down.
I think Flo could have been heavily
I think Red could
punished.
have Red could have stayed forward for a bit longer or go to pocket, do something else.
How
Because
do,
Will's defense was just airtight.
how do you
Was the
feel about
tower?
them going to the pocket early when Flo was wide open? He walled everything but the front. I wanted them to go inside to Flo's base. I think he was in big trouble if they did.
Yeah, I think it would have been a better call.
Obviously, we have the God
Um,
view, so it
I I,
looks
I think
obvious to us.
I think if Vanef like made his barracks in the back and not in the front, he could have made like 2 or 3 spears. And diving a base this cramped and having to dodge spears, yeah, that's just not gonna work for most people.
And I
Like
love
for
how he made his
99% of the community will just have their scouts die.
right. He made the base so tight too. That was good. Obviously, it's awkward for farms as it goes on. Like he didn't have a ton down, but it made him not lose very much and get away with the Kuman boom. Kumans are now 6-0 this tournament.
Oh wow. Um, have they been played on this map before?
No, this is the first time even seeing this map.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I just got the confirmation. Rob is good for Tuesday, so there will be the poachers against what's MT? Pink potatoes? The pink potatoes. So that match is confirmed. I love it. I'm gonna update the civs.
One sec, I'll be right back.
Okay. Called the Saracens, Franks, and Tatars fall. The Kumans once again get the W. Where are they? I'm blind out. Portuguese and Byzantine. That was interesting. Did not expect a strat like that at all on that map. But we will be moving to African Clearing. And I think we're definitely going to see the Koreans, the Goths, and probably the Berbers for TAW. Could be the Huns into Cav Archers. But I kind of like the Huns on Haboob. And for the Gentlemen's, it could be the Chinese. It probably will be the Chinese. Mongols are great there. There's tons of Hunt. Lions are good there. Aguiars, they have a lot of options. I don't know what they're going to go with. But they first picked Mayans for something. And you know what? Mayans is probably Haboob. Good at laming. Bloom at the start is nice on a map like that. That was a great game though. I'm gonna mess with my audio while we have a second. I think I can definitely boost it. Oh, I think I know why the audio wasn't good. Hopefully I'm not giga loud now. Wow. How is the audio? Did I just get louder by any chance? I feel like I did. But not 100% sure. I didn't realize I didn't have my little mixer program open. Anyone in chat, did the volume change? Louder, quieter, same? You know there's an ad in 7 minutes. I'm gonna roll one right now. 2-minute ad incoming. Es perfecto, amigo. Thanks, sheep. Perfecto mundo. Game 2 is about to be underway. And I think it is starting. African Clearing. This is by far the best Nomad map in my opinion. I think it's the most consistent. Yes, there can be bad positions, but typically you're going to get a pond. You can start by the wood sort of. You're going to get elephants. And then the strategy depends on who's by you and what civ you are and all that good stuff. It can be a risky map at the same time. Of course, I don't see the game. Let's just check African Clearing. There are no current African Clearing games. I could see the lobby, but now I can't. Okay. Ah. It's so tilting how the game will show up for a millisecond and disappear. I don't know why that happens. Thank you, DE, for making things very inconsistent all the time. I'm gonna restart my game. That fixed it last time. There was no lame attempt by Finnith. I think his scout ran out very late, but you're not gonna get one at that point. Maybe the game's not up. I just got a message from Finnith saying we got a rewrite. Let me make sure. One before 4 minutes. There's a possible going on. This is the map to do it on if you're gonna do it. Unless you have like a really disastrous first 4 minutes. Okay, I see the game. I wonder if this is now the re-game or the current. We'll find out. I think they might have done a re-cheap.
Yeah, I'm looking for the lobby now.
Hasn't been confirmed.
I wonder what they would call a re for.
It looks like they paused and considered it. I don't think it actually happened. Because I'm at 225. Or they're going to wait till right before 4 minutes. That happens too, because you're thinking maybe the other team will re before we do. And you save a re.
Oh, that would be smart.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
358
okay, so it's
or...
African clearing, so maybe they thought their positions were too fucked.
We see a
I don't know.
pause again. I think this is a re. Re. Okay, Finnith calls the re. It's actually before 4 minutes. He called it at 258. Maybe he just wasn't sure.
I think
It's a re.
I think Will and Flo have pretty bad TC positions. I'm not sure where Vanity even is.
Yeah, let's see. What was the reasoning? Bennett is kind of off that way. They have Vietnamese.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, if you get Vietnamese, you can call the re based on like TC positions.
Yeah, just not liking it. I think what they don't like is kind of being cut off from the edges by these two TCs.
Yeah, being too far to the middle, having your opponents on the outside.
Right, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like their position at all. I think their opponents have easy wood. You're gonna be exposed, and you could take a lot of damage. So
Exactly.
I like the re. I think it was well used.
So yeah, the team that does not have Vietnamese, they probably have no idea why they would call a re until they see their TCs, right?
Yeah, I think the only
If they didn't
person.
have Vietnamese, they wouldn't have been able to call the re, and maybe that would have been a disaster for them.
Yeah, it looks like they only knew Floor was there. Because I don't even think they see the TC border of the other players. So they knew where he was, but they don't know why the re was actually called. Now, the one bad thing about a re is now whatever happens.
Yeah, they just have to put up with it.
Yeah,
Especially on Haboob. Like if their board is running at like minute 1, then
yeah, we actually don't allow re's on Haboob because I feel like it's such a lamey map. Someone takes your boar and then you just re. And I think that's
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
dumb. And then like what if they do it back and you re? Like do we want like a bunch of re's? By the way, why no re on Haboob? Ask freaking Phil.
Yeah, so if the final map is gonna be Haboob, then yeah, this would be the last map you could call a re on. So
It's true,
it does
so
make
that
sense.
they could use theirs if they really want. And I think you never use it just to use it. It's got to be like a position or something you don't like. So TAW should only use it if it makes sense, not just because they have it. You guys do allow Reese on Haboob though. Yeah, I feel like that was a little different, Zumpy, because they Echo. Blame Echo. Wrong color or Civ or whatever the heck he did. It might have been both. It's all his fault. The thing I don't like about that re is that you guys changed your strat and didn't douche. You guys should have just stuck to your guns, even if they know it's coming. But that's all in the past. You guys played well and almost won that set, honestly.
I'm not sure who hosted that one Haboob game that got read, but yeah, if like I think Echo had like a completely wrong color as well, like from the enemy team, like color 2 or something stupid.
Yes, it was like a double mistake. I think
Like
it
I
was.
remember seeing that and thought like, okay, but then again, like the don't queue and then like the colors are fucking nonsensical.
Oh, and Zumpy said for him to change it in the lobby. I'm surprised that game even started.
Yeah,
Um,
then
I would have unreadied. Like, they ignored you. Okay, it's mistakes on both. I don't know.
you should have typed in all caps. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, if that's actually true, then yeah,
That
that's
is
fucked. But
that's
would
on
you
them.
really want to take the admin win then? I mean, is that really
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that,
like?
but it derailed their strat and everything. That's what sucks. Because that was a very good series. It's too bad. I was legit in bathroom and lobby. Oh, so you weren't even looking. Still. I mean, I guess we all screw up and make mistakes. A common one is forgetting to put spectators on in these games. I've seen that I don't know how many times, probably 5 times over the last 3 tournaments. For those that tuned in late, this is now the AoE 2 Underground. I will be changing the Client Slaps Discord to that name today. Just wanted people to know before they feel like they lost the Discord or whatever.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of games today, so we figured like we might as well change it after the set,
Yeah,
so we don't get any last minute confusion.
right. And there had been plans to do this for a while. I think it was a good time to rebrand. I will say I'm not trying to stir up any drama or anything. It had nothing to do with what happened recently with some server drama. I'm not even going to go into it. I wanted to rebrand this channel, and I wanted to be in this channel more because we have all these new players that never see us, and our community is always in.
Good luck, have fun, Phil. Okay, they're starting again.
Okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't even bring it up if I were you. Like,
Okay. I'm just going to leave
but,
it at that.
Okay, so I'm trying to find a game.
Did they post the ID? Because some people asked, like, does this have to do with that? No. Nothing. Leaving it
No,
at that.
but
This was
I
all
can-
planned by...
If people really want to see proof, then yeah, there's conversations between me and Spencer about doing it for like fucking months.
Yes. And Cheap has helped a lot with the name even, the logo, all of that. Thank you, Cheap. Game is up. Game 2, African Clearing. Here we go. And looking at these positions, let's see what we got. They cannot read now if they want to. I hate the TC on the wood line for Feneth. I will say that. I don't know what made him do that decision. Luckily, there's some zebras popping up that he's just now seeing. That's very weird on this map.
I also think it's pretty unconventional. It's kind of bad, actually. You really want the shorefish.
The shorefish, and
This
now you
this
only
map's
have
all
these
about shorefish.
rhinos. Like usually if it's out here, you have like 3, 4, 5, 6 elephants.
Yeah, he can only look for elephants in one direction, really.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I think it could bite them in the butt. Now, that being said, oh, I was gonna say they're up 3 vills, but that's Chinese. Very good on this map. Finith hates nomad style maps and doesn't play them, says LC. Yeah, he does. He hates them.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense hearing that. So we're gonna see another fight between Will and Reaper.
Oh,
They're
and
very close together this time.
Will Villager. Okay, that was close.
Will's taking the boar.
Almost lost the Vill. That would
Very
have been
smart.
oh no, they couldn't have read if that happened. Never mind. And speaking of Finith, he went back to pocket, which surprised us, but I thought he did pretty well with them last game. That's something you can keep an eye out for with the capture age, at least. It's kind of cool. You can see how many elephants everyone gets, because it leaves the bodies for a long time. Hunting, I should queue more games with Finn. It seems like my type of dude. Create a yeah,
Oh yeah,
Finn.
because hunting doesn't like these types of maps either. I'm also
Right.
not the biggest fan of Nomad, but African clearing and land Nomad is kind of okay, I think.
Yeah, hunting hates these maps. I think though, hunting, if you had to play one of the nomad maps, I assume this would probably be the one. Did you know Finith has a PhD in astrophysics? Astrophysics? I did not know that. Is that true?
That would be such a oddly specific thing to like lie about or prank
Yeah,
people with.
I think that's pretty cool,
Like, oh,
honestly.
I studied this. Like, yeah, there's
Astro.
absolutely no way of us knowing that it's true or not. So I can only assume that it's real,
It's
right?
real. That's a good point, Cheap. Wow. There's some pings going on. I'm gonna, you know what? We didn't do any spy cam last game. I'm gonna listen in to TAW to see what they're thinking about.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And I guess I didn't tell you before. If you, I undeafened
Do I
him.
go for Fast Castle and
But if you
Radan
do it,
Archers?
I can like keep doing the camera and stuff.
Shit, yeah.
But I undeafened
Oh, I
it.
can undeafen?
Okay.
You can
Oh,
definitely
okay. I
undeafen
didn't know.
anyone who's a
Put me on
caster.
account before I
But
forget.
we're listening in right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So will the be your going scouts?
Yeah.
No, boom.
Oh shit. I was having more board than that.
Disaster. That's not ideal.
What happens?
What happens?
Yeah, Will got
Might
himself an
lose
insane amount of
this
sheep.
boar.
He has like 9 sheep
Oh,
chilling.
beautiful. I'm
He's
a
doing a
sick
nice
player.
palisade
Holy
trick
smokes.
to get the
You up.
boar.
You want to deafen that spy cam and
You're
unmute the
amazing
other?
here.
I saw a lot of pings from Todd. I want to know what they're talking about.
Yeah, no idea.
I need more wood.
Yeah, no, to be clear, I can't hear what they would be saying anyway.
Yeah, so what Bob does is he has the stream open and he unmutes the stream when we listen to spy cams. It's slightly delayed, but it's like a way to...
I'm gonna get housed.
It's fine. We'll just roll with it. Don't worry about it.
Even though you told me not to.
Fuck shit.
We've got good scouting.
Listening to TAW. I know Will said he's going
Oh, house,
scouts.
fuck. Getting a house, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, I'm too. Actually, I'm gonna make 2 more vills. Some FC.
Remind me to wall my wood line.
Okay, I'm gonna go with radio silence.
Cheap check.
So Phil said he's FCing. I mean, he's Koreans. The Goth is not really in the best boom position. He's super close. I think he has to go aggression. It looks like he's gonna open. Is he FCing? It's a very risky FC if that's his plan, especially if Will opens scouts.
If Will opens scouts, then I hope for him that he's able to like do anything against the castle drop. Because he's in between 2 players, right?
Yeah, and I think the scouts aren't a terrible idea, but yeah, the castle drop could be quick walled.
But it doesn't look like Godfather is going to stone. So I wonder what the strat will be. I think they will definitely focus Will first.
Yeah, I like what Dev's saying. Player 1 needs archers here, because you can react to kind of both things better with archers than scouts. Scouts, I think, are better if you're like trying to set up a castle drop even for another player. But
Yeah, if you're doing scouts, then the one moment everything goes fine. Next moment you see a castle foundation and you run over, and then you see like 2 house walls, and yeah, what's next, right? You might that could go down a hill really fast.
right, Flavius, thanks for the follow. You guys might have double heard that actually. I don't know why I heard that. I didn't change anything. I guess the Goth can get away with this if his other guy is right on Will. Because Will will have to fight Reaper. I think Will's in a... could go really bad for Will. See a spearman dying to a villager. And he got the archers picked. Spear's popping out right now for Reaper. What's going on elsewhere? Is it just FC land?
Yep, it looks like Feneth is up.
Yeah, Feneth FCing. The Gothfather is up with an FC. Phil also FCing. I think all these other players are literally just FCing.
Yeah,
Which you see a lot on this
getting his
map.
buildings up right now. I think they're all FCing.
Yeah, everybody's up of those 4. It's these 2 that are feudal. Will the Beast and Reaper. And they were the ones that were battling last game against each other, so that's interesting. It's very awkward wood though for Will, and we're gonna see a castle dropped on him most likely too. So I think he's in a lot of trouble.
Godfather has finally gone on to stone.
Mm-hmm. Now Will is getting some. Is he gonna get the Vil? We'll get that one, but it's kind of costly under that TC. Yeah, he's reacting to the archers.
Yeah, so it has gotten to the point where if Godfather wants to get a castle like on Will's TC, he can do that if he tries hard enough.
Right, maybe like by the
Only
market.
if he tries hard enough, but like he can invite scouts with Vils, he can wall shit, he can send all of his eco, and that castle will go up.
Yeah, he's got the stone, 650 right now. Maybe even get 750 so you can put a TC down soon after. Will's gonna die, I think. I'd be shocked if he somehow does well here. Yeah, even the castle on the right wouldn't be terrible. And is Will evacing now? Does he know the situation? Where are the Vils going? Or is it towers?
He's making a tower there.
Maybe he's not aware of the danger he's in. The castle's gonna go up right now. I like that
I
castle
think now
spot.
you realize.
I actually didn't realize he could squeeze it right there. The TC.
This is an issue, but I think it's time for Will to run. I think
Yeah.
the
And I
ship
think
has
he.
sailed. It's time to run.
Oh, and Dev makes a good point. No stone for another TC.
Yeah,
He-
that tower was.
He will have to bum some from an ally, even possibly. So he's Giga out of the game. Flo is dropping a castle. Kinda.
Kinda just on nothing.
Yeah, it's on a
That's
pond.
unfortunate. Like if he walked like 15 tiles further and just walled his fills in, like maybe he could have gotten it up.
Lots of castles going up. The war wagons are going to be coming out. The rattans are going to be coming out. Yeah, unfortunately, Huskarls counter rattans. Yes, they do. We've seen this matchup before, a similar one. Or I guess I was a part of it. I think we've even seen war wagons and rattans. It's like the slowest fight ever. Because what are the rattans really good against here? Almost nothing. They're not good against war wagons. They're not good against Huskarls and Reaper. I mean, I guess if
Well,
he
they
goes
do kill
Cav
archers.
archers.
They do kill Red's archers.
Yes, you're right. And he did open archers. If he switches to Cav, which I think he probably will, he could fight those rattans with that many archers. Very awkward situation for Will. I don't even think he has the wood for a TC. He put a lumber camp. So he's got 49 wood, and no one has any extra to send him. Although he could sell food. I would sell the heck out of some food. Dean says Poles do well versus Goths 1v1. I think the problem is this is a 2v3?
It's interesting to see that Wildebeest actually still has the same amount of fills as the two boomers here.
I don't see how that's possible.
A Chinese start, but maybe the boomers got wheelbarrow or something like that.
Let's see. Wheelbarrow on... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. No wheelbarrow. I guess they have Castle Age, but one of them is just... Sammy says, I feel like slinging blue would be a huge mistake. I think so. You're already down a player. You'd be even more down another player. And he's losing fills to the war wagons. He gathered enough wood for the TC. Someone, I think, sent him stone. Unless he's mining it somewhere. The Huskarls are already out. And the Rattans are now going to be quite scared. Ooh. This could have been bad if it was more archers, but Reaper's fine on the wood line. This looks great for TAW. Yeah, if Flo is Castle H, he can send to Will. It's really no sling strats. Like, where a team is, their whole build is like a Kuman build feudal or some crap, and you're just sling.
Okay, so Feyenoord is getting the slash privileges deck. So I think he's like almost ready to spam a ton of knights.
Wait, who is? Oh, Feneth.
Feyenoord.
Yeah, that's kind of what they need.
Phil this time he's playing Koreans, but I don't really see Rattans or war wagons do very well against Huskarls. So maybe if like Feyenoord manages to spam a lot of knights, they can get away with it with this army comp.
Yeah. Several Vills lost there for Flo. He's lost 10, Will's lost 12. Feneth hasn't been hit. But the Vill lead right now, it's 20 Vill difference, and one player is in feudal out of the game, so that will continue to climb most likely.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Will they make a new town center in the north? He's at 29 fills and Phil's
And
like
he's got Phil on
more
him.
of his.
Ouch. He's on his way up to castle. So he will be able to reboom, sort of, but I mean, these are giga annoying. When you're already dead, like, you don't want to see that right now. Phil has 13
Yeah, so this
eco
game is gonna
kills.
come down to like, is Fanath able to like salvage the situation with knights? And I think Pulse is kind of the perfect civ to do that with.
Right. That's their chance. If there was a perfect civ to have right now, it would be Fenith with poles in this position where he's just gonna flood.
Yeah, he's doing 2 TC. Yeah, he's queuing up knights in 5 different stables.
We see a lot of TCs for the Goth player, the Korean player. These knights do have +2. Reaper should have went CA, not Expo, says Dev. Yeah, they're so slow here. And they will get mopped up.
Having the mobility is great, because you can just run away from bad fights, and you have a lot of space on this map. There's no wood lines really compromising where you can escape to or go.
And honestly, like, they're gonna buy so much time for the Goth to run away with this. That's why war wagons are great. They fall off later, but they're so annoying early.
So Fanath has 16 knights on the field.
If there's a mod on, you guys wanna ban that bot in chat?
Okay, Fanath is getting pushed by 2 now. I think he will be able to clear this, like very shortly. Where's his army? Okay, his army is in yellow space.
Oh yeah.
I think not a bad call, but like if like he's denying your full arc, if he's denying your farms,
And
like even with the discount, you better get rid of that.
Flo wants to put a castle. You know, Flo's doing a lot right now. He's shooting a TC on the left. He's on Reaper on the right, and he's putting a castle on Reaper in kind of an annoying spot. Because Reaper isn't looking so hot right now. The Goth is still the looming threat. At 90 Vils. And these Huskarls just shred Rattans. Even without the armor. The second armor's not even in.
The Godfather is at 92 Vils, while the very next biggest player is at 71.
Yeah, and then the
So-
other team at 70.
Behind the one castle Skull spam, he probably did a good job macroing.
It sure looks like it.
I think this team is gaining a lot of momentum now.
And Will is going to try to boom back. He's getting the TCs down now. But, I mean, I think it's going to be a little too late.
So Fanath is moving across the map now with a decent amount of knights.
Wait,
Yeah, he's gonna help.
what happened to
get
the
this
castle?
up.
Did the Vills all die? Did he pull them off? What did I miss?
Yeah,
I
he
thought...
pulled them away. No, the fields are right there. Like,
Okay.
he just pulled them
He's-
away. He just said like, oh, I don't want to like lose
Oh,
my army or my fields for
okay.
this castle.
Okay.
I think he could have gotten it up anyway. Just
Yes.
walling your shit. Just walling your boys.
I agree. Now there's 28 Polish knights. They're mostly in the south. The Goth is a little exposed for damage at the moment. I don't even know if they know where... Yeah, they know where he is. Fenith is very good at being annoying. So he could flood everywhere and raid everywhere with these cheap knights.
He needs a lot more knights though. He needs to keep all of his stables running if he wants to win this game.
Yeah,
'Cause
the Goth-
he is in a carry position here, without a doubt. Like, Flo's also doing well, but
And the Goth is in a little bit of trouble right now. He's got Rattans moving in. He wanted to get his barracks up right now and go imp soon, but he's gonna get hit
Yeah,
right when
this
he
is-
wanted to do that. So
I'm glad to see that Fenneth is making the right call. Like, making sure that the Golfs is a little unboomed. Because the Golf boom was getting out of hand, and yeah, they can turn these res into a lot of units.
there's
if
a
you give them enough
castle
time.
at the same time going on Fenneth. It's not even that big of a threat, but it's a little annoying. Now, Will is actually getting back quite rapidly now. We see
Yeah, he's just full boom now.
5 TCs, 63 vills. He's going to have more vills than his teammates because he's just focusing on booming. And his teammates are doing a great job to kind of get him back in this game.
Yeah, I think Fenneth is putting this team together. Like, he has 34 knights on the field.
He's hitting all over the place.
Like,
The
he has
Goth-
enough knights on his base to stop this push that's coming at his base and keep raiding purple.
Yeah, it's the last thing you wanted to see if you're purple right now.
Purple did not notice that his TC here was getting killed. He only managed to garrison with free fills. Oh, Purple's not ungarrisoning anything.
Yeah. He's
Well,
a
okay,
little,
his eco on the right is moving, thank god. But
little
he needs to
flustered.
get some units. The moment he is able to defend himself, he can like start carrying again. But at this rate, it's not looking good.
No, those barracks were all going to go up. He was like about to click imp. He needed 500 food and had a lot of gold floating. I think he's buying imp. Yeah, he's selling wood. He's going to buy imp. He wants Halb. Now Fenneth is in a little bit of trouble. But it's not that scary of a push.
I don't think he's in
honestly.
trouble.
Yeah.
I think yellow. I don't see how yellow is gonna defend against this.
I think the war wagons are falling off. Yes, imp's coming in, but what does he do here? There's knights all over his war wagons at home that are he's not noticing because he's looking at the right. Oh, he saw it. Fenneth is definitely carrying for the gentlemen's. The question is, will the Goth be a big factor or not? And I think Reaper just almost needs to go boom like what Will's doing. Get back in this game.
Yeah, I would probably like make a range and try to boom as much as you can, and try to get like raids with whatever CA you end up making.
Yeah, that could be nice too. CA, the archers, like, stop making archers. Maybe he is focusing more on boom now.
Yeah, you won't be able to fight any
Stables.
armies anytime soon anyway, especially when people are starting to hit imp.
Yeah,
So you might as well just make CA and raid and like 40C boom.
he's gonna switch to knights, it looks like. But I don't think he has the craziest eco to even do that. Meanwhile, Will, 113 vills, he is in this game.
Core
Oh.
switch and yeah, again, like I don't see how Phil is supposed to defend against this. He's just getting clapped.
Yeah, the
Like,
Rattans can kill the pikes. The knights can kill the Huskarls. And these pikes can't really do any damage to Fenneth's base. Doesn't look good. And just looking at the map, there's so much more like blue and teal and green. Well, TAW needs to do something special because this is their tournament life right now. And Fenneth continues to raid. I want to see his eco KD. 66 and 17.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's very consistent about doing big damage. Phil's
But,
in big
yeah,
trouble.
more importantly is that he's killing the right players at the right time, I think. Like, if they let Godfather alone with like his favorite Civ for a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure this game would have been so much more difficult for them.
He
Like they
crippled
got
him.
in to raid purple right before he like was able to defend himself.
And the Rattans continue to move and hit places. This team's looking stronger and stronger, the Gentlemen's, as this tournament goes on.
The Rattans are taking a lot of damage here.
Which ones we're at?
The ones that were attacking yellow.
They all die. Oh, right
A
here.
lot of them died
To the
just now
Huskarls.
because of the Huskarls, and Phil was also able to just get shots in with his war wagons.
We see Chukanu's coming out for Will. And Cab. I mean, he's Chinese. He can do whatever he wants.
Will is completely back in the game. Like he is looking at 154 fills. Like he has the highest fill count of all
Anybody.
players here. Let's see. He's playing Chinese. He's going for Cav. I think that's a good call. Like you just wanna ETC.
It felt like the crossbows with war wagons just wasn't the right combo with the Goth. Like, I would have liked scouts, knights, something else. Like, if you have the war wagons, you can't really combo it with archers. I think that's what hurt them a lot too. Now we do see the Goth flood. It is here. It has arrived. But I mean, his base is always in trouble. The walls are coming up for Gentlemen's across the map. I mean, they do have this push. They have these trebs. So we'll see. I mean, the
yeah, the
score
game
is
is not completely won, but I would definitely say that Vaneth's team is pretty favored here.
right.
And we have yet to see like Will kill somebody.
That castle is interesting to say the least. I don't think you build that with that castle alive. Yeah, he's gonna wait. Castle will die soon. There's still raids on the Godfather. I mean, there is some pushing back happening, but at the same time, Will is in the game. Elite Rattans coming in. Winged Hussars are in for the Polish player, Feneth. A lot of big things coming in right now for the Gentlemen's. But the score is, man, it's so close.
I have to say, Phil massed an insane amount of war wagons. Like, that is ridiculous.
Are these elite?
That's an expensive army.
At this point, like, imagine if they were elite. It's still crazy. Like, even non-elite war wagons are pretty damn good.
I think it's pretty strong here because none of these players are gonna spam a lot of siege.
Yeah,
We have the Rattans to worry about, but
the Rattans are kind of worthless. Yes, they're a good unit. They're not that amazing anymore. It's Huskarls.
well, if he had a lot more of them, like, well, no, I'll take that back. He has a decent amount of them. He will be able to fight the war wagons.
I guess it is. Yeah,
But
better than archers.
I'm very skeptical to see what's gonna happen when like there's Goths and these war wagons here, right?
That's what I mean. The Rattans really aren't countering much of anything at this point. And it's Cav for Reaper, which I wanted to see earlier. So it's not too late. And the military is now climbing for TAW. And the score has flipped back in their favor. Damn, are they? And the map's looking good. Yellow has expanded like crazy. He's their strongest player elo-wise. I think Reaper needs to kind of expand a little bit in between them. Because he's running out of space.
Yeah, I think Reaper's job here is just to hold on for dear life.
And I don't know if this wall's going to end up going up. It's slowly being worked on. Maybe it will.
Should I like unmute the TAW team? Like,
Yeah, let's listen to them.
Wait, so I undeafen, like server undeafen?
Yeah, server undeafen.
Elite Huskarls.
There we go.
Okay.
Hang on, my guys are coming. I'm here. I can't get Paladin just yet.
Yeah, fight the Rattans, please. And move the
no
halbs,
pro-
patrol the halbs.
Turning them down slightly.
Oh, dude, my trap's gonna die. Okay, I thought you were pushing with it.
Oh,
I got him military. If you have extra stone, send.
oh boy.
What?
I'm just being hit. Being raided
If
by
you have
green.
extra stone, send.
Oh yeah, and you're
Uh,
losing the help army on the front. Oof, yeah, that's bad.
I don't need any help over here.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna focus on helping sticks. Yeah, I'm gonna need a ton of helps.
Fuck, I lost so many wills to raids.
Ass res.
Gold, food. Actually, you know what? Food prices are so high that I can actually. Yeah.
We
Okay. Yeah.
can-
Now I can almost get paladin.
We can deafen.
I'm gonna just idle a tiny bit.
Yeah, if you guys have more and more stone, send.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Hang on, sending you stone.
So it sounds like they almost feel like they're not doing well, but I think they're doing pretty damn good right now. They're probably annoyed with the raids, and their Godfather is rotating all his halbs to the right, which has cleaned up most of Will's army.
I think the pressure is just high. Like, this is a pretty important game.
Yes.
It's definitely still winnable. It's gonna come down a lot to the Godfather, but then again, he's playing his favorite and his best civ, so yeah, he can definitely he can definitely salvage this game, but it's gonna be really, really hard for him.
You could definitely feel the nerves. Pressure's definitely high.
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be a lot of places to focus on, going to the right people. You're gonna have to macro defend against the raids, like the near non-stop raids. First he was getting hit a lot by Faneth, but now he's getting hit by Wildebeest Cavalier. Like, it's pretty rough out there.
Yeah, those are elite war wagons, Dev. I do like that he's right in the Chukunu now. Because it was Halb killing his cav. Now he's kind of mixed. He almost needs both, the Chinese player, because it's Huskarls and Halb. Now this push is it stalling out? I don't know, it's so weird. This is like the most awkward, longest fight in the world, as 4 and 4 mentioned weeks ago, when I asked how they do against each other. I think Rattans are they actually better than the elite war wagons? It seems like it.
Yeah, no, Rattans do pretty okay versus war wagons. Because the war wagon does not have like an insanely high attack stat. Like, yes, it does for archer units, but it fires kind of slowly.
Yeah, we see
The high
paladins.
pierce armor of the Rattan archers is great.
We see paladins for Reaper. I'd still love to see him move some eco to the left. Because you're pinned between a teammate and an enemy, so it's hard to have any res and good production. Now the paladins will help a ton against these Rattans. That's what's needed there.
I'm gonna see paladins, but Red hasn't secured that much gold. Like you said, like he should have expanded earlier.
Yeah, someone is buying the hell out of
they have-
food. Because he's selling the hell out of it and it's still high.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I guess that's how he was able to afford paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Red somehow manages to like reboom and spam paladin against this push, maybe their team is back into it.
Yeah, he has what he needs. Like, he's kind of the key, even though he's been the weaker player this game. It's
I
so
think,
many Rattans.
I think Flo and Faneth are like pushing back this push now.
Yeah,
The
they've...
Rattans are putting in a lot of work. Killing the war wagons.
The Chokanus are up in numbers where they can actually kind of fight Huskarls because they shoot so many arrows.
Yeah, no, Phil definitely needs the Goths to help him, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon because Wildebeest is back and he's back for revenge.
And
Like he has to help out Red because Red took a hit earlier by
Reap-
multiple people.
Reaper needs a bigger mass. This will just get obliterated the second these paladins run in. Although there is Huskarls with them, I guess. But I don't think
that's gonna work with this eco. He's mostly spamming light cav.
I want to see him grab a bunch of ills and get to gold. He's got 0 on gold right now. That's his problem.
Yep.
And the army does go in too small numbers.
It's kind of a shame because like this team kind of has the entire left side of the map for them. It's just he never made any TCs on this side. I guess it's a long walk, but I think it will be very worth it.
The other problem right now, the weakest player on Gentleman's team is Flo, and he has played so well this match. He's top score. He's kept his mass alive. He's been in like crazy spots where he's needed to be. I know Fenith kind of helped get them back in the game, but I love how Flo is playing right now. And even Will booming back. But, I mean, MVP right now, definitely Flo. Or Floor. And now we see raids from the Chinese.
We're also seeing Chinese bomber towers.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
I love that. The one gunpowder they get.
When I was playing this game as a kid, I used to make like walls with bomber towers. So it was very cool.
Straight in a line. I used to do that too, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Will used to as well.
This is
I
the
haven't
best
spoken to
wall
him, though.
ever.
But yeah, I could imagine he did the same.
It's the best wonder defense, right? Wall of bombards or Yasamas around it.
Okay, so now the Goths joined the push on the left again.
Which
and,
I love.
Yeah, it's just very crucial that like there's something in front of the war wagon. Like it makes such a big difference.
Yeah, and the thing that I like that the gentlemen's are doing, they're prepping trade, they have the wall, the markets are up, and they're making it. It is time to make it. This gold is not available for them. Yes, TAW still has gold available. Gentlemen's do not, and they're going to stall out for a little bit here. The question will be, well, they have a mass though, maybe they don't stall out. Yeah, they're saying, why doesn't Phil get Onager? Imagine Onager against those Rattans. And this is Koreans. Extra range? That would be huge. Even against these True Canoe, it wouldn't be bad. Obviously, he's not on this side. But we're going to see, like, can they hold while they're out of gold? The Gentlemen's. It seems like they're still pushing. Flo has 28 on gold, though. Okay, they're finding middle piles. I said they wouldn't, but why not?
I think Will should make more siege for his push, man, because Red is definitely up on the ropes. Like he has a handful of paladins, but I don't think he's pop capped. No, he's absolutely not. He's like 100 pop.
Now,
But there's
okay.
there's a little bit of a lack of siege on this side, but from Will, I think.
These Rattans actually all die if these trickling in units of the Goth just mass for a sec, like group up in a group and then go after them.
Yes, yes. If
But
Will gets confronted by like let's say 35 Oscars, this is gone. Like this push is gone. Like the Chukanu will do slightly better than ARP, but yeah, they will still die.
They just continue to
However-
trickle.
However, now I look at it, like maybe Will could just like retreat back to the bomber towers, and pathing will be such a nightmare that the Huskals won't be able to like do all that much.
Right.
'Cause there is a lot of bomber towers here. He's not gonna get pushed out of this position that easily.
I see Skarms.
Yeah, he just needs siege. I honestly think he just needs like 4 traps and go kill.
There's some trebs for Phil. I wondered maybe, I mean, some players don't use siege. That could be what it is. Like he just never has got around to learning it. Red needs to keep adding vills. I agree. I would have loved to see Red at like 130-ish. He never like leapfrogged over to the left. But if he was like over here on these gold piles and stuff. 'Cause
Okay,
it-
he's actually getting kind of a good engagement here versus Will, with just Hound.
Because
Oh,
if they're
sorry, with just the Paladin.
yeah, if they're not pushing and other teams making trade, you will die. I don't care how many gold piles you have. Gold will run out. Wildebeest is slinging. I want to see if we can see how much has been sent. Holy cow, the Goth has sent 4,800 res this game. And 5,900 has gone to Phil in yellow.
That's interesting.
I do feel like this is a team that won't make trade, so they're kind of on a timer if this just continues to go, or this push needs to succeed. The push is looking a lot better actually in the north. If it can get
They
into
know
this
the
trade
but
line,
they have a lot of map control. I think they will eventually need to like add trade here, but like they're still untaken gold in the left corner.
and they're
like,
putting
more
a wall
towards the
up.
middle.
Maybe they're thinking trade. Okay, markets are coming up, walls coming up. They are thinking trade. I love to see that. I didn't know if they were going to. I was worried. But it is time.
I like the stone walls. I like the stone walls. They make the Goths so much more manageable.
Yeah, from both teams. Both teams are stonewalling the map. There's this pretty ambitious stonewall from floor. I don't think it's going to go up. I think you just go by your castles.
I think Will's push is about to get cleared here. Already kind of is.
Yeah, you're right. It'll stall out at the bombards, but for Reaper, if he tries to turn it around.
No, to be fair, like the bombards didn't achieve what they were supposed to do, and that's like keep this moss alive.
There is
I'm just wondering
traps.
why is purple fighting and is red is staying back. I think
True.
I think they could
I
have.
think you have the
cleared this
numbers to
completely.
just
Red
kill
shouldn't
all of
have
this.
gone back. The
Move
skill
in.
is because now he has to deal with these 5 trebuchets.
And here
This
comes
is what I wanted Will to make, man. Like, just put them on a timer they can deal with.
yeah, and Finith is gonna raid all over right now. Yeah, I feel like Red's being a little passive. Reaper's being a little passive.
Yeah, because this was the fight. This was the fight.
The numbers were down, and now they're kind of back. Will has probably got back to 200 pop. Well, no, he's at 160.
All Red's eco fits like in this, like in one screen worth of space. Like if these traps move up, like yeah, he will be able to trap down everything.
Finith is raiding lots of spots at once. That's going to be super annoying if you're the Goth. Because you're getting... The push is actually
Yeah, that's
looking
horrendous.
decent again
I
on the
don't think
left.
he's noticing like any of these raids either. Like I see a lot of vacant farms, a lot of death
Oh,
fills.
you're right.
Like look in the south, like
That he's still at 120 bills and he's hitting pop capped. More and more militaries coming out behind it, but he just noticed.
it's very hard to keep up with like this much stuff going on. Also because he has to focus like with the raids and with blue, like yellow is completely by himself fighting the Rattans.
They did clear that. Do we see Siege Ram coming in eventually for the Hun? I think we might. And that'll clear these up and maybe a push this way. Now the left has been such a interesting back and forth on this hill that they've been on most of the game. Your hill, my hill. It's like King of the Hill.
Yeah, because Phil really just needs something in front of the war wagons. And Vaneth is doing that job for Flo. It's like just sending in Hussar, keeping at least a few Hussar alive when they're fighting. And when there's no Hussar, they pull back.
Now trade numbers. Let's see. We got 5 for Will, 22 for Fineth, 28 for Flo. Flo has been amazing this game. He's done everything right. Even the walls. He's walling his team. He's been where he's needed to be. When that's your, I think, C tier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a C. You can't ask for more out of that.
Well, these ratings were not based on African clearing, I'm telling you that much. But, yeah, you're right. He's definitely punching above his weight.
Yes.
Like,
And even after all that said, I mean, this game is still back and forth, neck and neck. We don't see that many trade for TAW at the moment though. Like they talked about it. The markets are up, but I don't see the trade trickling in. I think they all need to have 3, 4, 5 carts queued constantly. I think I can look at the res. I forget what button.
Flo got the fortified wall. Hell yeah.
Oh, I love that. So we can look at the gold piles. There is still gold, but I mean, it's not enough. Like, you need
I
so
can't
much.
help but think that if these war wagons die, the game might be completely over. Because if that push stalls out, then there's nothing. Like now it's kind of a base race, because I do think that blue will eventually win this, even with purple being present.
And a big problem, Reaper, no trade, nothing on gold. So he had his little power spike with his paladins and stuff, but now he's just making light cav. His vills aren't ever really getting up, and he's on no gold. That's a big difference in this game right now. Now he's gonna go raid himself. It looks like that could be good. But another thing I love about Gentlemen's, they have castles throughout their whole trade route. Everything is covered. So it's got to be a big, slow push.
So, what's kind of interesting is Phil started walling like in the middle of the map, but Flo is almost done walling all of it. Like the walls will soon like intersect.
They're meeting each other.
Yeah.
It's like a team
I
wall.
Think it's smart by Phil. Like he doesn't want to like face with any of these shenanigans. He wants to keep the push alive.
I think the south it's very much needed too.
Oh, they are killing a lot of Ratans now, and this.
The push is going forward. The thing is, Flo is never gonna run out of gold, cause his trade, 34 trade carts. He might even start slinging. He needs more trade. Obviously, it's not enough. There's a few raids, but most of those light cav died to castles on the way in. Man, this is a close game. It does look better for the Gentlemen's, in my opinion, but
I think
this push on the left could continue.
the
Now-
push can continue, but I don't
the
think it will be
right-
fast enough to save, or like to do enough counter damage, because red is like moments away from falling apart.
Phil now has 12 on gold, the Goth has 24 on gold, and the Goth is being attacked and pushed.
Like red is not able to like defend himself at all with the light cav, but the Goths is really needed on this side, because otherwise the Wing to Tsar and the Ratans are just gonna push this back forever.
Yeah, I think you have to get into trash at this point, and you have to spam it and trade. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be killed. They cleaned up the push on the right. Now, when I say trash can hold, champions come in for the Chinese. Do Chinese get Gambesons, by the way? Not that it matters. There's not archers
I'm
down
gonna
here.
check real quick. I wouldn't know, man.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't.
Okay. There's been this one Hussar, and I don't think these vills can kill it. There's no
Oh,
way.
that's oh, you see the splash damage. Like, look at that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, these vills die. Well, the Halberdier is gonna save the day, but like,
Wow. That splash is insane. And when it's like a ton of them hitting stuff, it's really good.
yeah, I think that the splash damage won't get any better than what we just witnessed, because like, how many units can be attacking the very same one at the same time?
Yeah, I would love to see. It's feeling sort of like a 2v3 right now. I'd love to see Reaper get more eco, some kind of trash spam. Is he finally on the left?
I'm really surprised to see that, like, after Will having to evacuate his base, like, they are favored big time in this match right now.
Yeah,
It
because they have
started off so bad for them, but they managed to, yeah, pull it back together.
it started out 2v3 for them, and now it's a 3v2. Like, pretty much Reaper isn't in the game, and the other two players are stalling out. We see 16 on gold for the Godfather and 9 for Phil. And the 16 on gold is actually all trade cards. People laugh when you make trade on this map, but it's very needed in a game this long much sooner too. You don't make it when the gold runs out. You make it before the gold runs out, way before. In other words, you stall out and have nothing. So, props to Finn's team and the Gentlemen's for getting the trade going early, the walls going, the investment. It all pays off. And the siege rams are in. I think the Reaper's going to die quite quick now. And the left is being pushed. We saw almost a comeback like for TAW. It looked kind of good, but I think it's only a matter of time. These walls are hilarious though. It's like a maze. They're building a maze with each other.
Yeah, it's really funny. That's just sometimes how the game plays out.
Right.
But I think I'm really impressed by Phil's ability to like keep the push alive. Like he has macroed a lot. He has taken a lot of gold. He has mined a lot of wood, or sorry, chopped a lot of wood.
I know, like, how the hell does he still have these things?
I think it's also because he got a lot of help from Purple. But yeah, Purple had to be everywhere.
Yeah, he played well too. Purple played very well.
He almost did it, but like I said, like he's up to such a hard task. Like this is, he has to micro 2 armies always, and still make good decisions.
2 spots at once, constantly. That might have had to do with some of the trickling in, because he was just needed.
He was microing like at 2 fronts. He was defending at home against the raids. Like he had a really hard game.
Right. I'm a big fan of Goths on this map.
Yeah, it's really strong.
They were strong here. Reaper just had a rough game between 2 players. I think if he expanded where he now is way earlier, this is a different game. He needed some eco in that open area.
Yeah, they're fighting hard for the comeback, but honestly, now it's like definitively 3v2.
I think it's their last moments in the tournament.
Reaper did manage
so.
to salvage 75 fills, like on the left side of the map. There's still like a ton of fills, but he needs like 150 and hit pop cap. But he's looking at 75 pop. I think
Right. The GG is called.
I think this is game. They're calling it.
Yeah. Wow. That was actually 2 pretty long games. Both of them were quite close. I think it was a lot closer than everyone assumed. I thought we were going to see maybe an upset, but TAW played quite well. Flo was just way above his level for this game, I think. He played so well. They all did well. But for their lowest player to play like that, to put those walls up, to get trade early, the plays he was making in multiple areas. I know Finnith was a big part of them getting back into the game too and buying Will time.
Absolutely. I remember a part in this game where I said that, okay, this game is gonna come down completely onto Vanna's ability to raid the right people, be at the right spots. Yeah, and he did a great job. Like,
Yeah, you called that.
He took out the Goths first. Like right before these raids came in, I said like, yeah, the Goths is like at 90 plus fills, like it's like 30 fills ahead of everyone else. And yeah, there was only moments before Van decided to go to the side of the map to raid him. I think if the Goths were like joining the fight in full power like any earlier than this, they might have won this game. It was very close at a few points. Like it was really gonna come down to a few fights, a few decisions. That's how close it was.
And that's true. Like I said, Flo was the MVP, but that was the moment that saved the game by Finnith hitting that Goth right when the barracks are coming down. Dude's about to go imp, and you just flood his eco, do all this damage, and he's not imp for maybe 10 minutes later. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like it took a while after that. Like it was.
Yeah, then he called over Flo to like help him kill the Koreans. Kill
Yeah,
Flo.
it was impressive. They needed to do some big plays to get back in. But
Yeah,
The-
GG, well played.
I wanna look
GG,
at-
well played.
the stats real quick. We'll get into the interviews, and we have another game very soon. It'll be on this Twitch, but I will be getting off, and Hunting and Sammy will be casting the next set. But I want to look at the resources sent real quick. I think there was a lot. So, Flo even sent a lot. 6,400. We said the Gothfather early on. The Goth had sent a lot. But man, MVP hands down,
Well-
Flo.
So what's interesting is that like every player has at some point slung resources or received resources.
And you don't
So
usually
the
see
team play
that.
was definitely there.
You don't see it all around like that. Very balanced, really. Like close games. Both of these could have gone either way at some point. But let's get into the interview. And we have another game in 20 minutes. So we'll do the interviews and yeah, let's go to the gentleman's team.
Woodline. That's quite funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Oh, this
GG.
would line. GG.
These-
GG's, well played, you guys.
Yeah, the last game was a roller coaster, man.
That was stressful.
Kind of both of those games were a roller coaster. Especially
Yeah,
the last
actually.
one.
True, it was not a 2-0 stump, but this was a very close game. Both of them.
Yeah, it looked like. Did you guys plan that strat and practice the first one on Andy's?
We kind
No.
of planned it. We'd
No.
not really practiced it, but we talked about with it being more defensive, Cumins should be good because it's harder for the flanks to kill you quickly.
And the walls, that was part of the strategy, I assume, because they're stronger.
Oh yeah. The defending, and that's why I picked Byzantines to get extra HP on my walls.
Loved it.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's something that's been consistent with you, Feneth, through all these tournament matches, really. You get insane amounts of eco KD. Like you raid
Yeah.
like crazy. That is one of your big strengths, is being all over the place.
Yeah, throughout this tournament, I actually knew that at some point. So I was like, I just pick a good Hussar Civ and then do the same and the same again. So that's what I was trying to do all the time.
Yeah, and then I feel like you Giga carried the first game well. Your numbers, your push, there was no stopping it. That Arb
Well,
mess was
I think I was like versus the weaker player on their team, so
true. So it's kind of expected to get way
yeah,
ahead.
so it's kind of like as long as they hold versus the better players to give me like enough time.
Yeah.
But I was still being pushed like quite hard in Feudal Age and early Castle as well.
And it was
It wasn't-
definitely a team
it wasn't
effort.
easy.
Feneth had big rotations to wipe
Yeah.
armies in the north back to you. You guys all played really well. It was a fun set.
Phil played pretty amazing in like the first game as well. So yeah, so you might be up against the weaker player, but like there's still this pocket dude that's showing up with paladins.
Yeah.
There's still a lot that can go wrong.
Mm.
Yeah, and
The
then
second game I definitely got carried though.
yeah, we were
Yeah,
talking
you were
about
off to a very bad start. Like the chat was saying, like, "Oh no, he's gonna go scouts. Like, what's gonna deny the castle?" But yeah, you managed to reboom, stay alive, and yeah, Red on the other hand, he was like in a similar predicament where he had to like just get back into the game, but yeah, he didn't expand enough.
yeah, I think
No.
he needed
Like
to
when you showed up
leapfrog.
to like push him again, you had like 150 fills versus like 70 fills.
And then
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess it's one of those things that you don't necessarily practice a lot, is booming from like absolutely nothing and not doing any army, which is, I mean, it annoys my teammates sometimes because that's what I do most games. So
Yeah, true.
but it was useful here.
Yeah, you got back pretty quick. There was a moment where the Goth was about to just take off, hit Imp, his barracks were coming up, and she pointed it out, like it was on Feneth to kind of save the game. And Feneth, you literally hit him at the perfect time. You brought in, you raided his eco like crazy, it denied his Imp for a while. And I think it was the turning point. And
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
when
without a
Wildebeest
doubt,
was
without a doubt, because
yeah,
the Goths are scary, man. Like on this map in particular.
yeah, we wanted to pick them on as well actually, but they were ahead of us,
Mm.
and we also wanted to pick Burbus, but they got us there as well. But when I saw that Wildebeest was basically dead and was winning with all the fills, I thought I had to go the Slavia privilege and then just
Make
go
something
to the
happen.
cosplay and make yeah, indeed, and then just kill everyone or hold everyone back until Wildebeest can boom again. So yeah,
Well-
that went well actually.
Okay, Phil, I see your comment. We'll get in there soon. And the last thing I want to add is, Floor, you played amazing in that second game. For being the weakest on the team, you had
Yeah.
trade early, you giga walled, you made big plays with your Rattans all over. I feel like you actually carried that game for your team. I know Will has the top score at the end, but you played incredible. You can't ask for more out of your weakest player than what you did.
I'm not sure I can say that, but you know, if you're the weakest player, you will not be able to make a micro game. You have to go for macro. So I was thinking, what can I do for my team if I'm not good at micro or high APM? So walling and making trade, also slinging, is the best way for me to be able to win with my team, I think. For
Well-
example, Fanet received a lot of food at some point. You have to admit it, you know.
Yeah,
And
Laposh says, of course I love the walls. Yes, I do. I love the walls. It's even the same walls that we built in our game, kind of the same base. Deja vu a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, it's a style play, you know.
Yeah, love to see it. Well, we got another game coming up soon. The other team wants a quick interview because this is the end of the tournament for them. But you guys moved on in a sudden death or a must-win situation. Congratulations, you're moving on to round 4. Very well played. We will see you guys again next week. Or
Yeah,
maybe
thank
2
you.
weeks, whenever it
Yeah,
is.
thank you.
Yeah,
You're
GG's.
welcome.
Thanks.
GG.
GG's.
Yo, GG.
Yo.
Well played.
Well played, you
GG.
guys.
GG.
Very entertaining set, really, and a lot closer than I think anyone expected.
Yeah, I guess still disappointing though.
Yeah.
but it was good.
Can't
We
hope
had
to at least
chances.
get a game.
We had
Oh.
chances in both the games. We just couldn't follow through.
Yes, you definitely could
I-
had chances to win both.
Yeah. Yeah.
That last game was pretty insane. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you almost did it, man. You almost salvaged the game. Like that was pretty cool.
I think in
Yeah.
each game we had an advantage early game, and in post imp we just lost. Not
Yeah.
walling, we got raided to death. Not good trade.
Yeah, and if you know Fenith, like you probably aren't aware with his style so much. You know now, like he loves to raid like crazy, and it can be super annoying.
You're
And
talking about Green, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Green was
Yeah.
his raids were, oh god, he was like all over the place.
Yeah, you already had 2 fronts to like bother with, and then you also have Hussar on your base. Like,
Yeah.
eventually these Hussars are just gonna find damage. There's nothing you can do about it unless you're like 2k1.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
annoying to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, they just outplayed us in the late game. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is too sad.
I think you guys need trade a little sooner in your games.
Mm-hmm.
And just
For
be
sure.
trickling it in. But still, you guys played really well. I had actually picked you guys to be an upset today because I think you're a lot better than people expected, and it showed here. Like those were both
Yeah,
winnable
sorry
games.
to disappoint.
It's yeah. There will be more tournaments. I think we'll see you guys again. Definitely.
Like a
Hope so.
1300, a 1400, and a 1600 up against 2 1700s. and a
Yeah,
1300.
you guys were heavily out
Yeah.
eloed, but that was super close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was fun.
definitely.
This
was fun.
tournament has been fun. It's been great. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yep,
You're
thanks for the
welcome.
host.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you for
games.
playing. I'm sure we'll see you guys around. GG's. We're gonna update
Yep,
this, and there's
GG's.
another match right now. So thanks
Yeah.
for playing.
All right.
Fun,
Good luck
man.
for the next team.
See you
See ya.
guys.
Good luck.
All right.
Good luck.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna update the brackets real quick. And then we'll get off and right back on. I don't think I can raid my own Twitch and just put Hunting and Sammy on instantly, so hang tight. Let's just update these real fast. I think they're ready to roll too. I haven't looked at the Discord actually to see if the teams are in there. Dev, I'm sure you're listening. You guys ready to roll? So let's see. Wait, where's this game? TAW and Gentlemen's. It's a 2-0, but man, it felt so much closer than a 2-0.
Yeah, both games had some pretty big back and forth.
Yeah, hour-long games. Like, that's a long series just for 2 games.
The last game was pretty insane. Like, was pretty clutch by Vanneth to like raid, and the Godfather had some amazing moves, like fighting on 2 fronts.
Yeah, hold off just a second, Hunting. We're going to get off right here. Now, the winner of this match coming up right now, Disaster and Zugswang, the Gentlemen's will be waiting for them. So I think it's pretty cool that these games are back-to-back because we get to know the first round 4 matchup. But other than that, you want to add anything cheap?
No, not really. I think enough has been said.
Yeah, thank you for casting with me. Thanks for helping with the new name,
You're welcome.
the AoE Underground, all that stuff. The AoE 2 Underground. GG's guys, it's going to be right back on in like 5 minutes, so stay tuned. We will be back. GG's.